Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshumilitan Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Namaha. Yam Pravajantam Manapeta Apeta Kutyam Rapayano Viraha Katara Ajuhava Bhutveti Tan Maitaya Tadavo Binedus Tam Sarvabhutam Hridayam Mudimanatusmi Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Naruttamam Devam Saraswatam Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayat Bhaktya Vihina Paradalakshay Kiptascha Kamari Tarangamadye Kripa Maitvam Sharanam Prapanda Vrinde Namaste Charanarvindam Tave Vasme Najivame Tvayavina Iti Vigyaya Radhe Tvam Nayanam Charanandike Vancha Kalpatarubhascha Kripa Sendobhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Okay, so we begin by offering our most humble obeisance unto the lotus feet of our beloved Gurus, unto Sri Guru Pada Padmanitya Bhavishta, Om Vishnu Pada Stotar Sat Sri Srimad A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada, and unto Sri Guru Pada Padmanitya Bhavishta, Om Vishnu Pada Stotar Sat Sri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, unto our exalted Rupanuga Guru Varga, and to all the assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. Okay, so continuing with the Ananda Vrindavana Campu, hearing about the beautiful pastime between the Braja Kumaris, the young unmarried gopi girls, and Sri Krishna. Now they're in the water up to their necks. Krishna has their clothes. He's in the tree. They're very happy and fearful, shy, eager, all these emotions in their hearts simultaneously. They've been praying for an entire month, doing a very severe vow, vrat, austerity, and now Krishna's actually come. And so they're joyous. But he's created a pastime which is putting them in some difficulty. Right? Their clothes are there on the bank of the river, and were on the bank of the river. Now they're in the Kadamba tree. This story, the way that Kavi Karnapura is telling it, he's skipping the part, the earlier dialogue, when they first see that their clothes not there, and then a lot of back and forth. But now in this version, Krishna is seeing their condition, and he is allaying their uncertainty and uneasiness a little bit, because they're thinking, well, what happens now? Where's our clothes? What are we going to do? What if somebody comes? How are we going to get, where are our clothes? How are we going to get back to Vrindavan with no clothes? You know, all these different thoughts. But then what we read last was, seeing their plight, the young prince of Vrindavan, who removes the sadness of the world, assumed a splendid aura of beauty as he sat on the Kadamba tree. Okay, now, so he's revealing himself to them in the most glorious way. And this is their only desire, right? The gopis' only desire to be with Krishna and give him pleasure, give him happiness. And now here he is. And he's so happy to see them that he is appearing extraordinarily beautiful, a splendid aura of beauty. sitting on that kadamba tree. His natural effulgence easily eclipsed the radiance of the sun. And he's smiling at his young friends and joking with the gopis in a sweet, clear voice, soaked in a nectar unknown even in the heavenly planets. So just hearing his voice just sends waves of pleasure through the hearts of these gopis. Right? So, whoops, wrong way. There we go. Here's the page. So Krishna said, we read this yesterday, but it's good to recap a little bit. Oh, young girls, you should not be so disturbed by this. I have stolen your pure, sparkling garments just to attract your minds and relish some pleasurable pastimes. Using a pearl necklace as an offering, give up your pride and come here alone or come here all together and get your clothes. So now he's assuring them, but also challenging them, taunting them, right? This is all my desire. I've created this pastime. I've done this just to make you more attracted to me and relish some unique activity together, right? So what does Kavi Karnapura say? He says, the fruit on the vine of the Katyayani Vrat, which is difficult for others to attain, had now spontaneously ripened for the gopis. Now everything that they had been striving and hoping for that entire month is there before them. There's Krishna. Drinking the words flowing from Krishna's mouth, which indicated his greed for them, it's all they wanted to know. Krishna is pleased by us. He's come to accept our service, right? He's greedy for that. The gopis savored a stream of ras-filled nectar. Ras-filled means what? It means the exchange between ashraya and vishaya, the different stimuluses that exist in that environment, the udipan, the ecstasies internally, externally expressed, the varying emotions. This is ras, the combination of all those things, a stream of ras-filled nectar. They saw it as an exclusive gift awarded to them on the auspicious completion of their vrat. In this way, the gopis overcame the fatigue from executing their austere vow. Exclusive gift. Not everybody's getting this. No, this is special for them. Now, lowering their eyelids in shyness, the gopis cast sidelong glances to reprimand that expert thief who fulfills all desires. Okay, he's a thief. He's also fulfilling all desire. All these contradictory qualities in Krishna, all relishable. Krishna's appearance seemed like some good fortune arriving at the wrong time. Their extreme joy forcefully propelled them to Krishna, yet simultaneously filled them with confusion. In this state of bewilderment, they ignored the coldness of the water and submerged themselves up to their necks. So Kavi Karnapura is trying to give us some insight into the way that this pure love, this prema, is experienced. There's this amazing book called Prem Samput, written by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, in which Radharani is speaking to Krishna disguised as a heavenly damsel who is questioning Radhika about her love for Krishna, criticizing Krishna, that he's got so many qualities, but he does these terrible things that a lover should not do, right? All to extract the feelings and explanation of Radhika's love from her lips. And it's in that she says, well, actually, I want to tell you about prema, but nobody can actually tell you or describe prema. If someone says that they can describe prema, they have no prema. And even if they have prema, once they try to describe it, it's lost. It can only be experienced, right? That's the only way to understand it. And yet, they give us some explanations of what's going on in the hearts of others. Not that we can grasp it, but it still is exciting, it's intriguing, And it awakens a desire. It awakens a respect, right? Intrigue in our own hearts. So what's going through, right? Their extreme joy forcefully propelled them to Krishna, yet simultaneously filled them with confusion. In this state of bewilderment, they ignored the coldness of the water and submerged themselves up to their necks. So they want to be with Krishna like anything. He's come before them. They're so joyful. And yet the prospect of being seen naked by him and by these boys, it's appalling to them because they're so naturally shy. So these conflicting emotions, right? But they're all transformations of their prema. So they stood silently without yielding to Krishna's demand. Those young girls with gleaming teeth and bashful faces thought that Krishna might not keep his promise to return their clothes. Whispering amongst themselves, one gopi said, "Why not talk to him and defeat him with your clever words?" But being controlled by Jogamaya, none of the gopis could respond to Krishna's request to collect their clothes. They're temporarily dumbfounded. They're usually very loquacious, very capable of clever arguments. But in this point, they're kind of struck dumb by the bewilderment, the conflicting emotions. In their silence, remember, I read this yesterday, but it's good to read it again. In their silence, the faces of the gopis, encircled by dark blue locks of hair, looked like rows of half-open lotuses surrounded by quiet bumblebees. What charm they added to the bank of the Jamuna. For a long time, the gopis deliberately refused to answer or look towards the Kadamba tree. Right? They said, oh, yeah, no, they won't even look at him. Giving up their shyness, which had pervaded them like an internal disease, the gopis finally spoke in such a way to show their disgust with Krishna's naughty behavior. So first they're completely flummoxed. Now they're gaining their courage and, righteous indignation, yeah? The sweet dancing of their lotus eyes and the darting movements of their eyebrows captivated all directions. So Krishna's enjoying, this is what Krishna's seeing now. He's put them into this position, and now he sees this, such a large group of gopis looking like lotuses in the Jamuna, making the whole area so much more beautiful. He's just drinking and relishing this vision. And now they're looking here and there, and the gopis showed their shyness through their affectionate solicitations and entreaties, right, their requests, that appeared both witty and respectful at the same time. Their smiling faces created waves of sweetness as their teeth reflected on the water. Their teeth are gleaming so beautifully, described like rows of pearls. Even their teeth are reflected on the water. They're so effulgent. One gopi said, "Are you not the respectable son of the great king of Vrindavan, who instructs everyone in proper behavior? Right. Are you not the all-attractive ocean of good qualities, full of waves of compassion? Are you not the one who distributes wonderful auspiciousness on the earth with the beauty of your body? Are you not the personified bliss of Vrindavan, illuminating the eyes of everyone with your effulgent limbs? Are you not indifferent to the excessive praises of others? Are you not learned in all shastras and weapons? Are you not the remover of ignorance?" So they're praising him, right? All these good qualities, aren't you this, aren't you that? And they say, "Therefore, how could you have suddenly performed such an unjust and abominable act? Your father is the personification of all righteousness. Are you not his son? How could you do this? You should not do such things. You are the most worshipable entity and the benefactor of the world. So why have you done this atrocious act? We deserve your mercy after having executed such difficult austerities." We've tried so hard. We've done so many things for your pleasure. And now this is how you treat us? You, the embodiment and perfection of Dharma, good behavior, good qualities, right? Everyone praises you. And they want to share with him how they perceive what he's doing. What would be the result of this? Your conduct spells death to all the virgins in Vrindavan. Why did you steal our splendid garments needed for our brat? Is this your idea of fun? It will not do you any good, but rather it will make you infamous. Infamous is the opposite of famous. It means well known for bad deeds, right? Bad character, bad behavior, right? Famous, but in a bad way, infamous. You should follow the path of honor and not be unfair. Now return our clothes and maintain your spotless fame. So they're trying to control Krishna by appealing to Dharma, which is not an inappropriate thing to do, right? Because Krishna says, right, Dharma sanstarpanartaya, sambhavami yuge yuge, I come to establish Dharma in this world. As Lord Ram, he was Maryad Purushottam, the one who came to teach proper conduct and behavior, right? So even though this is Naravat Leela, he's still the son of a king, and you should be honorable. You should be dharmic. Otherwise, people will criticize you. But does Krishna care? Apparently not. Affected by their pleas and shyness, Krishna said, O lotus-eyed girls, I am not a skillful speaker who is prone to lying. Of course, some eloquent speakers are so habituated to lying that even when telling lies, they repeatedly say it true. Yeah, our modern politicians, right? They're all like that. They are so accustomed to lying that they can just say it without any doubt. They believe their own lies. They're psychopaths, essentially. Sociopaths and psychopaths. Krishna said, I'm not one of those. I'm not habituated to lying, that even when telling lies, I repeatedly say it's true. And these generally, with this kind of person, people accept their lies as truth. However, it is well known that my nectarian words are always true. Even in joking, I do not conceal the all-auspicious truth. It is not proper to joke, especially with ladies like you who are practicing vrats. When I say, come and take your beautiful clothes, I was not telling a lie. Because this is something subtly expressed here, that Krishna Lila is the highest truth. It's the only truth. Right? God is love and love is God. This is reality. Nothing else is reality except the spiritual world, Krishna, his devotees, and the pastimes in that world. They're all the highest truth. Right? You can't restrict or limit them by imposing mundane morality on them. But the gopis are appealing in that way because they have this self-conception, this abhiman, that we're simple village girls. And they're meant to act in that way, and that shows by having that shyness, by having that attachment to Dharma, and then, out of love only, overcoming it. The only reason that they ultimately give in is to make Krishna happy, not any other consideration. They're showing that their love transcends everything. That's the secret of Parakya Bhav. Okay. The gopis said, O one who removes intense pain and destroys irreligion, why are you deviating from the path of Dharma? Even jokingly, a good person never says such things. O deliverer of Gajendra, you are famous for being naturally merciful. But why are you not showing one drop of mercy towards us? Why can you not sympathize with our suffering? Actually, he's showing them the greatest mercy, right? And that will be revealed. But they have to ask this question so that those who are blessed with the explanations of, Rasik and Bhavaka acharyas will understand, right, the complete separation of worldly dharma from spiritual truth in its highest sense, right? Although generally people that are self-realized act perfectly according to worldly dharma because they're teaching people in this world, right, how to gradually become purified and behave. But this is a very confidential pastime, very subtle. They're saying, so why are you not showing mercy to us? Why can't you sympathize with our suffering? What was their suffering? Their suffering was the separation from Krishna, the absence of that conviction that he has accepted them fully. Right? That's their real suffering. And so they go on and say, you are not considering how to remove the confusion within our intelligence as we stand here up to our necks in cold water. It is the nature of village girls that we would rather drown in the Jamuna than stand naked before you who are afflicting us. We fully understand the inner meaning of your words, O deliverer of harsh words. Please stop speaking. O clever joker, do not bewilder us with your wit. We offer respects to your feet. Actions speak louder than words. O one whose face defeats the luster of the autumn moon. We are your servants, and we will obey whatever order you give to test our minds. Give up your prevailing mood of being a charitable person by donating cloth. What? Give up your prevailing mood of being a charitable person by donating cloth. Do not turn a well into an ocean of mirth. Now give back our dresses by passing them to your trustworthy young friends. After one gopi tried pacifying Krishna with these words, another gopi spoke. Her voice sounded more pleasing than a veena or a cuckoo. Although she spoke with the courage of an infantry commander, the vibration of her voice contained an undeniable attraction for Krishna. Right? So, what they mean by that, give up your prevailing mood of being a charitable person. You're sitting up in that tree claiming to be good person, charitable, and that's, and you're going to donate cloth. It's our cloth. Just give it back to us. Don't pose in this way like you're doing some special favor, right? Don't joke. We respect you. Just give us our cloth. Right? So now this brave gopi, who's going to speak something, but her attraction to Krishna is coming in the tone of her voice. The vibration contained an undeniable attraction for Krishna. She said, it is difficult, but we must stick to the path of Dharma. Right? She's trying to say, hey, we're not going to deviate. And yet still, her love will convey a sense that they're not completely committed or sure of themselves here. They're overcome by love, but they're hampered by shyness and the conception of chastity and dharma. It is difficult, but we must stick to the path of dharma. We young girls of Vrindavan have never before been spoiled by such vile behavior. O perpetrator of injustice, how are such abominable acts going on in the village of Vrindavan? O son of Nanda Maharaj, we request you to counteract this injustice. We are your servants and are very respectful towards you. But if you persist, we will complain to the king of Vrindavan, what Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and Jiva Goswami described as beta, right? Threatening, dividing, trying to break his will, his determination by threats. Wearing a necklace on his chest and enjoying the comical situation, Krishna smiled gently. So this is a great joke, right? And he said, oh, my dear love-saturated gopis. By saying that to them, Again, he's acknowledging, oh, I accept, I see you have such love for me. This gratifies me. They want it known that they have love for him. That's why they did this vrat. He's acknowledging that. This is a great joy for them, just that statement. My dear love-saturated gopis, it does not befit you to speak like this. Indeed, if you are really my servants, then you must do as I say. Why can't you follow my sincere and pertinent instructions meant for your benefit? Whether an order is agreeable or disagreeable, a servant must always obey the master's orders. Therefore, the conclusion is that you should come forward and take your clothes. Do not spoil the reputation of your family. If you do not do what I say, I will not give them back to you. O ignorant ones. And even if the king becomes angry, what can he do? Right? So, he's defeating them with their own words. They're saying, you told me you're my servants, but you're not acting like servants. Servants are supposed to do whatever the master says, agreeable or disagreeable. The one who's opposing Dharma is you. You're the ones who are acting incorrectly, not me. You've already declared, I'm the son of the king. I'm your master. And you won't do what I say? Right? These young unmarried gopis, the epitome of good conduct, had praised their beloved with sweet words and served that difficult to achieve Lord with great affection. Intensely eager to attain Krishna, they drank his ambrosial words with the cups of their ears. They're enjoying this back and forth. And they're enjoying that he's defeating them, actually. Because their love for Krishna had already matured over a long time, the gopis felt that they could no longer ignore the harsh demands of this rarely achieved person. Although angry, the shy young girls were indifferent to it due to their deep attachment to Krishna. One thing that's said in this Prem Samput, in his commentary, Srila Narayan Maharaj explains, and this he quotes Srila Rupa Goswami Pad, he's saying that in Prem, that which would ordinarily give unhappiness or be considered unpleasurable, if it's will make the beloved happy, it becomes a source of happiness. And that which would normally give happiness, if it's not connected with the beloved, or it's opposed to the beloved's desire, it's a source of unhappiness. Prem is pure and unrestricted and only seeks to give happiness and serve the beloved. There's no personal, selfish interest in it. So the gopis here, their love has been perfected over a long time, and this is meant to show that they could no longer ignore the harsh demands of this rarely achieved person. Although angry, the young girls were indifferent to it due to their deep attachment to Krishna. So what would ordinarily be considered appropriate and righteous, it's opposed to Krishna's desire now, so they're giving it up. They have to give it up because they're absorbed in prem. Agitated by the waves of prem, they took Krishna's order to heart and gradually moved towards the shore. See, that's something that we are challenged by as well on a daily basis. We have what we know to be the desire of our guru, which is the desire of Krishna, the desire of Vaishnavas, right? Hari, Guru, and Vaishnavas. And then we have our good friend, the mind, and the body that we inhabit. And generally, we may pay attention to the order of Guru and Vaishnavas and Krishna, something, 10%, 20%. That would be amazing. 25%, that would be so high class. But no, the wicked mind keeps us separate, right? But they very easily now, despite the greatest of obstacles, the greatest justification for not doing what Krishna is saying, there could be no greater justification for them not doing it. But, agitated by the waves of prema, they took Krishna's order to heart and gradually moved towards the shore. We're trying to do that. And so, hearing this kind of pastime, we could remember this during the day when the mind is creating an obstacle to seva, right? Just say, oh, why can't I be like the gopis? Why am I under the control of this wicked mind? Why can't, I be spontaneously, selflessly motivated to just make my guru and Vaishnavas and Krishna happy? That's the perfection of life, right? So, they moved towards the shore. The young girls covered their bodies with their long hair that hung to their feet. Surrounded by their curly dark locks, the lustrous lotus faces of the gopis looked like many small moons encircled by the essence of darkness. The beauty of their eyes eclipsed the beauty of blue lotus petals. Their graceful movements conquered the gliding of elegant swans, and their faces defeated the splendor of golden lotus flowers. So this is what Krishna is seeing. And this is giving him such extraordinary pleasure. And this is in the 4th chapter of Adi Lila, and in the 8th chapter of Madhya Lila, these kind of exchanges are described, that when the gopis offer themselves to Krishna, offer their love to Krishna, he becomes so happy. And when he becomes happy, he becomes even more radiant and more beautiful, if that would be possible. Somehow it is. And when they see Krishna's pleased by their endeavor, then they become even more beautiful. And when Krishna sees that they're happy by his happiness, then he becomes even more happy and more beautiful. And it's an unending spiral of expansion of love and happiness and prema. So, this description is incredible. Their hair is covering them, their long, lustrous black hair. All that you can see as they're coming out of the water, their beautiful moon-like faces, eclipsing the beauty of a golden lotus, right? And the hair surrounding them, it's like darkness everywhere because they're all together, bunched together. So all their hair is creating this like backdrop of darkness, and through that, these beautiful golden faces are shining, and their blue eyes, what did it say about their blue eyes? Eclipse the beauty of blue lotus petals. Right? And this is giving Krishna such pleasure. And their movement, like the elegant, graceful gliding of swans. So what does this massive gopis moving towards the shore look like to Krishna? What kind of pleasure does it give him? Their tender feet had been completely numb from the cold. They felt very shy, but due to the bliss awakening within, their skin erupted with tiny thrill bumps, horripilation, right? Which appeared like particles of snow spread over their bodies by the winter winds. Oh my God. Their complexions are naturally golden, and yet these little horripilations looking like little beautiful, perfect, flakes of snow on their body. Inside themselves, the gopis waged a war with the forces of shyness, trying to hold them back, and the forces of desire pushing them forward. Wow, the push and pull of their transcendental emotions. Both emotions are transcendental. The shyness is not mundane, it's transcendental. So they're waging a war with the forces of shyness, trying to hold them back, and the forces of desire pushing them forward. As they came up to waist level in the water, the gopis suddenly stood still by the scolding of the Saki known as modesty. They joked with each other, "Oh, Saki, you go first. Oh, no, you go first. Oh, thin-waisted young girl, why not go? Oh, no, you go first." In that lonely place, Krishna greatly relished this splendid conversation. the gopis could not move forward because the power of their moral character equaled that of their strong attraction to Krishna. Remember, the power of their moral character is an aspect of it's transcendental, right? It is a character, it's a quality of their being, their emotion, which assists pastimes, right? And it's creating this wonderful thing that Krishna's seeing. Their shyness, reluctance holding them back under the guise of moral character, right? And their love pushing them forward. Though saturated with Krishna prema, modesty subdued their ecstatic bliss. Glancing restlessly here and there from the corner of their eyes, the gopis came to the river's bank with great difficulty. Sri Krishna, the supreme relisher of ras, looked at the young girls with astonishment and cleverness. Their emotions, their love is completely astonishing him. Right? Remember, Krishna's Vishaya. He can see the love of the gopis. He can see it expressed. He can understand the joy and the immense happiness that they're experiencing. He can see these transformations, but it bewilders him because he can't taste it in that way. Right? This is the whole reason that he appears as Mahaprabhu. But here he's relishing and astonished, so happy seeing them. Being overpowered by shyness, they hid behind each other while trying to cover their private parts from his curious gaze. To those qualified gopis whose hearts burned with an intense desire to serve him, Krishna said, "O Sakis, why are you afraid of me? You are standing there in a confused state, as if you were not the least bit attracted. How is it possible to cover yourselves? Sitting in the limbs of this tall tree, I can easily see you. On the pretext of morality, you are trying to cheat me. Now stand in a straight line, come before me and exhibit your splendid beauty. By following my instructions, it will be very easy to get your clothes." So, what's going to happen next? It's going to be ongoing. Now they're at this most critical point. They're still covered. They're right there on the bank. They're overwhelmed with contradictory emotions. Their love is so powerful, pushing them forward. Their shyness just holding them back. Krishna's excited, astonished, beyond belief. He's saying, "Why are you holding back? You love me, I love you, I'm the object of your love. How can you not move forward?" So the tension here, the transcendental tension, both of their loves are reaching a peak. But there's more argument to come, right? More subtle expressions to be tasted. Not that we can taste them, we're repeating their words, but something. We're hearing this with respect, with our own curiosity, with our own burgeoning desire, praying that something. Oh, and today also it's the disappearance day of Saranga Thakur. Right? Who is he? He's a great associate of Mahaprabhu. He's very old. And there was a pastime where Mahaprabhu, he lived in Mamagachi, right? Modradrumadweep. And he was walking with Mahaprabhu one day, and Mahaprabhu said, "Oh, you're very old now. You have your deities. How can you take care of them? You should get a disciple." He said, "Oh, there's no one who's fit to be a disciple in this age." Mahaprabhu said, "Anyone who you look upon, who you bestow your mercy, will easily become a qualified disciple." So Saranga Thakur, understanding the desire of Mahaprabhu, said, "Okay, the first person I meet tomorrow, I will make them my disciple." So early the next morning, he went to the Ganga to bathe, and as he did, he saw the body of a young boy floating by. Right? The boy appeared to be dead, freshly dead, very beautiful. He touched the body of the boy, pulled it to the side of the shore, and whispered into the boy's ear the Diksha mantras. The boy came to life immediately. And he was astonished, and the boy's name was Murari. And the boy said, when Saranga Thakur asked him about himself, I'm the, I have a family, or had a family, and they lived upstream, obviously, right? And we were performing the Upayana Samskara ceremony. But during the ceremony, before I'd received the thread and heard the mantras, a snake bit me. And I guess I died. I don't remember anything after that. And when a snake bites you, they don't burn the body. I'm not sure why. Maybe the poison would go into the air and affect others. I don't know. But they just throw the body into the river. That's all I remember, being bitten and dying. And so, but now you have brought me back to life. You're my father, you're my guru, you're my everything. And he became a completely devoted disciple of Saranga Thakur and began to take over the deity seva. After a few days, word about this got around. His family was so overjoyed, they came running to that place and said, oh, you're alive. They told the story. Oh, you were dead. We put you in the river, but now you're alive. Come back home. He said, no, I died. You gave me up. And now Saranga Thakur has given me life. He is my father now. He's my real father. I'll not go back to that. That's my previous life. And they reluctantly had to go home, and this Murari became known as Saranga Murari, and he served Saranga Thakur for the rest of Saranga Thakur's life, and then took over the service of those deities that are still there. When we go to Madhuduma Mamagachi, there's a Gaudiya Mat there, and then there's the place of Vrindavana Thakur, where he was raised. And there's a small shrine there with the deities, many, many deities there, including the deities of Saranga Thakur. So this is his disappearance day. Just a little tiny pastime that we hear. Very, very sweet, very beautiful. So anyway, we'll stop here. And offer obeisance to Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev, all of our Guru Parampara, all the Sambhava Vaishnavas, Vaishnavis, and waiting with bated breath to hear what's going to happen. Are the gopis going to come out? Is that rascal Krsna going to convince them? Are they going to give up their shame and their dharma? How can this be? We'll see. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.